Welcome to Bruce Tracy Photography. Today, oh, I hit my brick wall and it's waving. That looks realistic, doesn't it? I'll wait for that to stop moving. Welcome to Bruce Tracy Photography. Today I'm going to take you out and show you how to take those really cool waterfall photographs. The ones where the water is silky and smooth on the surface. They look really good. You're going to need 3 items to take this photograph because this is a long exposure photograph. To get the surface of the water to look like that, you need to keep your lens open from anywhere from 1 to say 15 seconds to smooth out the surface of that water. To do that, of course, you're going to need a tripod. To keep the lens open that long, you've got to keep your camera steady. If you don't have a tripod, there's just no way to take this photograph because your camera's going to move too much. Then, of course, you need a good camera. I'm taking my Canon EOSR with me today. I've got the Canon RF 24-105 4.0 L lens on there. This is probably my favorite overall lens. It's a great walking around lens. You won't need a lens with a 1.2 or a 1.8 aperture because your camera's going to be sitting on a tripod. You're leaving the lens open for a little bit longer, so you don't need anything more than a 4.0 aperture, or you can even go higher than that. And then the last thing you're going to need is you're going to need an ND filter. I'm using an ND 1000 filter. This thing screws on to the end of my lens. They make all kinds of ND filters, but this is probably the cheapest. And I've really had good results with this particular one. It's an ICE ND 1000. And that's going to go right on the end of the lens. What that does is it allows me to keep my lens open longer. This thing blocks out light from the camera. So you can keep the lens open longer because you need to get that light to come in, and that lets you do the long exposure photography. Now I live here in Castaic, California, and I love where I live for photography because I'm about an hour from the beach. I'm maybe an hour, a little less than an hour, from an 8,800 foot peak. And I'm also 45 minutes from the desert. So I've got all kinds of landscape options when I'm out there taking photographs. What I don't have are rivers and creeks and waterfalls. But our canyons are full of water right now. We've had a ton of rain the last 2 weeks. In fact, the rain just stopped last night. And our creeks are full, which means there's also some waterfalls out there. There's a little waterfall that I know about that only shows up every 2 or 3 years. That's how often we get rain that fills it up enough to get water into that waterfall. But right now, it should be flowing like crazy. No one seems to know about this place because I've never run into another person at my waterfall. So I'm going to take you out there with me today. We're going to do a little bit of hiking. It's not a real long hike. Set up my tripod. I'd love to get 2 or 3 shots, long exposure photographs of this waterfall. So come along with me. Let's see what we can do.
Well, I'm going to be hard to hear because I'm here at my secret waterfall. And I call it my secret waterfall because I've never seen anybody up here before, and I come here a lot. We had rains this week, and it rained a lot. And so we've got a really nice waterfall going. There we go. Now you can get a better feel for it. I'm right near my hometown. I'm maybe 15 minutes from my house. And this waterfall is not a waterfall most of the time. But right now we had some great rains this week, and you can just see how fantastic it is. So I'm going to line this thing up, and I'm going to put on a filter, an ND 1000, so that I can take a long exposure and freeze up that water, freeze up the water in the pond. It should be pretty awesome looking. We'll take a look. I'll show you what I got. So there's the waterfall coming at it from the other side now. I want to get pictures of this thing from every angle. You can just see how beautiful it is. And again, that's usually dry, always. But we had a huge rain lately. And the rains came and made this beautiful waterfall. You get an idea of how perfect the day it is. The skies are gorgeous blue. It's the kind of blue you only get here in Southern California. Just beautiful light here. And here's a creek coming out of it. It's a cool spot. Don't ask me where it is because it's my secret waterfall. It's one of the few waterfalls in Southern California that's not covered with graffiti, and mostly because not many people know about it. One last look up at the waterfall. It's time for me to cross this creek and head on home. It's not really a trail. this is the way you get in. Just up at the end of the canyon. You can almost call this a slot canyon. That's where the waterfall's coming down. I'll take you with me as I hike out of here.
Alright, that's it for today. A short little video. It's really not that hard. You just need the camera, a tripod, and an ND filter. Open up the lens a little bit longer. You get those great, smooth looking rivers or waterfalls. It's just a great way to smooth out the surface of any kind of water. Easy to do, a lot of fun. I mean, the pictures look pretty darn cool. Alright, thanks for coming with me today. I'll see you guys next time on Bruce Tracy Photography. When did my beard get so gray? The last time I made a video, my beard was not this gray. I'm getting old.